Hey guys, today is Sunday. What do we do today? We went to the gym in the morning and then went and got a haircut. Um, this is the challenge with, I guess, taking my ADHD meds. I took my ADHD meds in the morning, but we left the house later than expected to go to gym. So when we got the haircut was booked for, I told them 9 to 9:30. So Peter was getting a perm, which takes way longer than my haircut. So at 9, I dropped him off. Then I went and started gymming, warming up and everything. Then when I was about to start really getting into my workout, it was 9:30 already. And I had to decide, do I keep working out? And then by the time I finish, it's probably about 10:30, which is way past the time that the guy can probably cut my hair and he might have other clients. So then I'll be late, but that's when my medication is hitting. So I'll be the most focused. Or do I go to the haircut, get the haircut, and then come back and keep gymming, at which point my medication is like starting to wear off. So in the end, I was like, I really don't want to wait for a long time. So I left the gym, got my haircut. The interesting thing is, the one good thing about my medication, I'm going to say it's like peaking or like the most strong effect was like when I was getting my haircut. The good thing about that is I feel like I was less rejection sensitive. So rejection sensitivity, for anyone who doesn't know, when you have to ask someone for something or someone says something to you like, I don't like your hair, for example, you take it quite personally, stronger than the average person. So the good thing, because my medication, and I'm really distracted because Peter is walking around and he's trying to decide whether he's going to get a microphone or not to join me, which he looks like he is going to join me. Anyway, this guy is the most distracting person in the whole world. He loves to come in when I'm doing these vlogs and then start doing the most random shit, throwing his clothes, walking around naked, because you guys can't see him, but obviously he's intentionally trying to distract me. That's the kind of boyfriend that I have. But if I asked him before, baby, do you want to join with me and film? Then he's going to be like, no, I don't want to film. So anyway, I have to move over now so he's decided to join on my adventure today.
That's okay. You can just sit in the middle and just speak here.
See, this is what I mean, guys. Like, you can't even see his head and he's just being dumb. Anyway, so I feel every time I go to the get a haircut, obviously you want your haircut to look good. So I have to give very specific instructions to the hairdresser, and I'm rejection sensitive because I feel like I'm inconveniencing him by asking him like to do very specific things. Like, this part needs to be straight. Sometimes the old hairdressers, when they cut my hair, I'm not sure if it's a Vietnamese thing or maybe it's just
The style.
the style. I don't know, but not all hairdressers do it, but they cut my hair in like a triangle shape, and then it doesn't look very good. So I have to tell all the hairdressers like, this part needs to go straight up and can't be short. It's even like, I think it's a bit not too short. It's not short enough, but that's okay. He asked me, is it short enough? And I looked at it and I was like, yeah, it's okay. I don't wear glasses on a regular basis, but my eyesight is also not that sharp. So when I'm looking in the mirror, and the mirror is like a meter in front of you or 75 centimeters, whatever it is, I can't see that great and I have to lean forward. And it's only after I inspect it for like 5 minutes after that I decide whether it's too short or short enough or not.
If the mirror is a meter away, that means your hair is 2 meters away. That's why it's so hard to see.
Oh, that kind of makes sense. Oh, that makes sense because it's a reflection. That took me a while to process. But yeah, because I cut my hair every 2 weeks, it doesn't really matter. I'll just go back to him next time and ask him to fix it. But this guy speaks English, which is fantastic. The old Korean hairdresser, who was actually Vietnamese, didn't speak English. So it was like ChatGPTing what I needed to fix and stuff. And this guy actually cuts way faster, which is way better. So yeah, having to ask the hairdresser for all these particular things, I'm a bit rejection sensitive to it.
I feel like you're a burden.
I feel like I'm a burden.
So many things.
Yeah, exactly.
Very specific things.
His rejection sensitivity is like 3 times worse than mine.
Why is there a gap here in my head?
He feels, even asking a waiter. So we live in Vietnam. He is of Vietnamese descent. He speaks much more Vietnamese than I. I don't speak Vietnamese. Sometimes this guy will Like, I remember last time we came to Vietnam for, it was like a 2-week holiday or something before we moved here. And we went to a fast food outlet, Texas Chicken. Not sure if anyone's ever heard of it. We ordered a meal and then
it came with being difficult. I saw it was decarbonated and drinky.
No, it wasn't that. It was
go back to them, ask for a...
No, that wasn't it. This guy's just making rubbish up. They gave us the set meal comes with a Pepsi, and we try to reduce our sugar intake substantially. So we wanted Pepsi Max, the no sugar version. I'm like, baby, can you go ask them? And he just looks at me. Every time he has to ask anyone for anything, he hates it. He feels like he's inconveniencing.
I was very tired.
He's the most annoying.
He can do it himself. He's a big boy.
So I had to go and like ask them to change it and use it.
Is this Pepsi or is this Pepsi Max?
In the end, it was Pepsi, and they couldn't change it for Pepsi Max. This was before they'd even made it. Like, because, like, obviously I'm not going to go inconvenience them if I haven't told them and they've given me a Pepsi, like, after the fact. But then, apparently with these set meals in Vietnam, if it's a Pepsi, you cannot change it to a Pepsi Max. You have to drink the Pepsi. So that was what happened.
The people here are kind of stupid.
I'm going back to my haircut thingy today. When I got my haircut, one thing I just realized, this is going to sound so stupid to you probably, but I realized I think my skin sensitivity differs on day. I just assume I have the same level of sensory feeling every day. But today, the hairdresser, he has been cutting hair for I don't know how many years, 20, 30 years. So I'm assuming his technique is the same. But today it felt like he was scratching me more. Similar to that day when we went to the new Korean hairdresser and I told you, oh, she's scratching my head. So I realized maybe it's just me and I have a different level of sensory feeling each day, which makes sense. Because some days, I don't know, I can feel more alert, or some days I might feel touch sensation differently. And previously I just assumed every single day my touch sensitivity or sensory feelings was exactly the same. But it kind of makes sense that it would differ on a day-to-day basis. Because he had his hand on top of my head and I felt like his nail was like poking to my head.
I also felt that.
And then
he has longer nails. He did not cut his nails.
And then
poking my head.
Oh, okay. So that's not me. And then when he was using the shaver thing, I felt like it was scratching, similar to what I complained about.
It can be a little type
about the other shaver. So I don't know
as well.
But it kind of makes sense that my sensory feelings is not the same on any given day.
Also, it did have long nails. So I did notice that. So why is it digging into my head?
The other thing that I realized with Peter and us, as we've grown older, it's no longer just about the haircut. Well, the haircut matters a lot to us, but it's also
my days.
But it's also about the experience of going to the hairdresser. And the hairdresser today had his kid there, who was running around. He's like a kid. He doesn't know he's in a barbershop. He's just like blah 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 blah. Like, I don't even know what he was talking about. What was he talking about? He just kept talking.
He's just a kid.
He's just a kid.
They say anything. 67.
In Vietnam, it's what it?
Annoying his parents.
Sao Bay.
Annoying his parents, running around asking stupid questions.
Yeah, and then I could tell the reason I came over and asked you, do you want your AirPods? Was I'm like, this kid's probably driving you nuts, and I don't know how you sat there for that long with the kid without your AirPods in.
I was practicing my bit. I was listening to the kid.
Oh, is that what you were actually doing? So I ruined your practice Vietnamese listening session.
Sure, I was tired. I was getting 0. He was leaving anyway at 10, but I was getting 0.
I was really concerned you'd be overstimulated and be very upset and grumpy after you finish, because I thought you left your AirPods at home. That's why I'm like, do you want my AirPods?
Oh, thank you. Wow, very sweet.
Apart from that, today I read on Instagram, what I want to talk about today is being more present, like in the moment. So anyway, this is what I read on Instagram. I'm going to read it. Actually, the context behind this is, I think most people that know me would describe me as ambitious. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Good. I thought he was going to disagree for a second. But so, because this text starts with, I noticed something about ambitious people. Ambitious is more, I think, desire driven to do something, anything.
Yes. You have an ambition that you want to achieve, ideally.
Yes. But sometimes, well, as I will read now, the perspective might be different. We never actually arrive. We think we will, but we don't. Every finish line just becomes a starting line. Every milestone just becomes a stepping stone. That's why I believe peace belongs in the pursuit of greatness, not at the end of it. becoming everything you're capable of becoming. Build what only you can build, but don't spend your life holding your breath until you get there. The horizon has a habit of moving as quickly as you. So enjoy more sunsets, smile at more strangers, stay a little longer over dinner, call your parents, celebrate the small wins. Let your ambition stretch you, but never let it steal your life. Peace in the pursuit of greatness. That's the mission. I'm not sure if this quote is by this person, but it says Jude Friedman. See, it's Friedman. So I think you're right in the pronunciation, but pronunciation. I think
I had to.
What did I say?
Pronunciation.
Oh, pronunciation. Is that pronunciation? It's just
I really don't do that, but I just do it. Just that word, it just has to be.
Friedman. I think there's nope. There is no like getting angry at me for saying Friedman when you spelled it like that. I also say tomato.
Tomato.
You call tomato? Do you say tomato?
I can't remember anymore.
Yeah, it's a tomato. Don't do that. She's gonna get upset at you and bite you, and then you're gonna wonder why she bit you. He's like flipping the dog upside down.
Oh, she's fine if I do it though.
And tickling her belly. Anyway, why I wanted to bring up this quote that I read, I realized recently I've been very stressed, or like maybe like 2 weeks ago I was extremely stressed. Remember, we weren't out one night and I could barely relax because of how stressed I was over all the work stuff that we were doing. And I realized along the way I've forgotten that the life we have now, or having the flexibility to choose what we work on, is the life that I always wanted. So in many ways I've achieved what I wanted as a child, but I still feel like being ambitious, it really is. The bar keeps raising. Once you reach the destination, you never reach it. It's like a rainbow. You try and chase the end of the rainbow, you never find it. Maybe a rainbow is the pot of gold at the end of a rainbow is the metaphor for life. You always, you can't. Do you know there's no end to a rainbow? You know that, right? If you find the end of the rainbow, you find a pot of gold and a leprechaun. Have you heard that? Something will grant your wish, but you never find the end of the rainbow. So you have to enjoy the journey of finding the rainbow, which is looking at the rainbow, which is enjoying life and the challenge along the way. So today, I just want to tell you that I'm really grateful for you, and I'm trying to remember that we should have more fun, or like enjoy what we're doing. Like tomorrow, we're going out with our designer. I've conscripted Peter to be our videographer. I get to like try on clothes because we're building a fashion brand that I want to build, not because I'm working for someone else, which is like, holy shit, I don't know, it's a perspective shift. Like previously I was like thinking, oh my God, I'm going to be so tired having to try on all these clothes tomorrow. But when I shift my perspective to, oh my God, I'm lucky I get to do this, rather than being stuck in an office making like slide decks for some stupid big corporation, I suddenly feel more grateful and the work feels a lot less stressful. I think I get very caught up in having to do all the work and all the deadlines and trying to make everything work, that I forget that doing the work is what I wanted, and I get to do that now on a daily basis. That's my revelation for today.
I think there are times where we do enjoy, or you do enjoy your time off. So for instance, every 2-3 weeks we're usually traveling. Okay, maybe it's been a while since June where we travel for recreational purpose, but we still do it. Whereas some friends, they say, I'm going to focus on work for the next year until the business starts running, and then I'll continue traveling. We have always said, no, just travel while you're doing work, because that's the whole point. You're working so hard. But I do notice that you do not take breaks during the day, in the way that you don't really have any hobbies or any way to decompress other than scrolling on reels.
I find it very hard to.
I have multiple
switch
things, but you do not have anything. So for you, it's just work, and then you're staring at reels.
But even when I'm staring at reels, it's literally sending me work-related reels. Does that make sense?
So you don't have a way to decompress, which is an issue.
It used to be playing video games, but remember we banned me from playing video games because I was addicted. I used to play Overwatch. It was so fun. It was the funnest thing. I played until I had wrist injuries. That's how much I would play. And then I was very addicted. And then I was like, Peter, should we get another PC tower so I can play again? And Peter said no, which I think is a good decision. But at the same time, now we're like taking it nothing to do to decompress. Any suggestions? It's like, I'm sure I can find a thing to do, but I will be bored doing it. And after a while, I'll stop. Or I will, I could read novels, but I was like you when I used to read novels. So I found a novel that I really liked. I was literally addicted. You know the book series Ranger's Apprentice?
Mm-hmm.
I could sit down and swipe that whole series out in 1 week. I would literally like read at the dining table. And then after dinner's finished, I sit on the couch and read. Because that's the only thing that I wouldn't get in trouble for, because my mom was like, oh, reading good, improving the English skill. So I would literally like just smash through the books. I don't know how many books there are. There was a lot of them. But I just remember I was addicted to reading. And not in like a calming way. I'm like trying to read what's happening next. You know, they say like read before you go to sleep. I'm like, no, these books are too fucking exciting that I'm reading what's going to happen next. Like, oh my God, he's going to shoot the arrow. Is he going to kill it or not? Oh my God. Flip, 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 flip. And then I literally, when I woke up, I would start reading again. So I don't know how to relax. I meditate every night before sleep, which I think I've tried to make a habit, even if it's just like 5 minutes or a few minutes of sitting there. I'm intentional. I try not to jump into bed now without having had a few minutes to meditate. But I don't know. What do you do to chill out? What?
I watch YouTube videos recreationally.
About what?
About anything that pops up. Either about, what is it called? Not overviews. Catch-ups? What are they called?
This is not work related, right?
No, it's I don't know.
Like
summary videos for anime or for shows. I watch those.
Yeah.
I watch construction videos, anything educational, just whatever's interesting at the time. Kurtzegard is the science one. I watch anything that pops up that has my interest.
Yesterday I was like, oh, I should watch another vlog so I can learn what people do when they vlog, so I can figure out how to talk better. But then I didn't. I put on Martin Garrixson from Tomorrowland, and I felt bored watching it because I felt like my brain wasn't stimulated. Maybe this is my constant need for stimulation and dopamine.
You need to find a way to just let your body reset during a day a little bit. Maybe you should meditate with some music or something, or
that sounds really
go through.
But I think that's true. But have to come to do boring things. I think I have to do boring things. Like, I don't want to do the boring things, but I think you're right. I need to do the boring things. And if that's like sitting there meditating,
I think you can be stimulated, just not reels kind of stimulation. So do things that are a bit lower. So for instance, maybe it doesn't apply to me because I watch videos on times 3.5 speed. When I watch these science videos.
Yes.
But
I love that you're giving me advice on how to like chill out, and you're sure. I didn't realize you're watching videos on times 3 and just like literally like dopamining information, because that's what gives you joy.
I know this is very hard for me to offer any advice, because literally how I work is I have 2 monitors, as you know. My sub monitor, the smaller one, the laptop one, is used for organization stuff, Slack, Notion, Google Calendar, and also a random YouTube video that I put on times 2 speed. And then my main monitor, I'll just be working on that while I have a video running in the background. So I'm in that case, I'm being bombarded by 2 different informations. One is recreational in the background. So instead of music, I would listen to just a YouTube video about anything. and then my main work, I'll just be doing work. So in some from some perspective, I am worse than you.
You are.
But I feel having the YouTube video in the background helps me decompress, because every now and then I'll just focus on the YouTube video and take a break from the main work and then go back. Whereas for you, you just go
smash this, smash that, next.
Yes. You don't really take a break.
That's why I like to do chores sometimes, like folding laundry, or like I'd use the vacuum mop. But even when I'm physically taking a break, I don't know how to talk. I don't know how to explain it. My brain is still thinking about work-related stuff, but I guess I'm physically taking a break and stepping away from the computer. And sometimes this helps, like when you're stuck on a problem and you step away for a while, then you figure out a better way to do it. But I still guess that's not really taking a break. Yeah. And I think you probably realize I am doing stuff literally up till bedtime. I don't feel like I have free time, but I think that's also because I am realizing now I'm not the type of person to want to have free time. Even
if you had free time, you would feel bored. So you'd rather be doing work because it's the only thing that excites you.
Like last time when I was working my corporate job and I was going on holidays, I literally felt bored on the holidays. Like, yes, it was nice to take a break for the first few days, and I'm like, I'm so freaking bored. But now when we go on holidays, I'm like, oh, okay, I can still do some work. Maybe I film something. And then I find those holidays much more enjoyable. But it is also true that I literally do not know how to shut off, which is probably not a good thing. So if anyone has any advice, let me know.
Well, sometimes if I get really exhausted, I lie down on the couch and just listen to music. But I'm really
in that before.
Yeah, that's good. You should do those more often.
I just really crashed out. And I woke up for 15 minutes. And then I know if I go back to sleep again, it's really tempting. You're a bit tired and you want to go back to sleep again. Then I'm going to be so groggy. Like once that 15-minute nap is over, I have to get up. I think that's it for today. Do you have anything else you want to say? Any questions? You have been in a pretty good mood recently.
Mm-hmm.
I think your mood is like on the upside. He was very grumpy last week.
I think it's neutral.
No, I'm telling you, you have been in a fantastic mood. Fantastic. Like flying colors.
I think I'm getting better at regulating how much work I take and don't take. Or try to do or don't do.
What do you mean by regulating?
Sometimes I overpromise too much and then I'm sticking my head in too many things. And then it comes all at once and then I get overwhelmed. And then my mood, I don't know if my mood is affected by it, but I get tired.
I think so.
So I've been slowing down, choosing which things to put effort in and which things can just wait a few days, rather than smashing everything out on day one. And I think just taking more time to, for instance, I'm in charge of the Sentai videos, the videos that go on the Sentai channel. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of
content. I initially thought, because we've been doing social media for a while, I would know how to do it. No, that first video was horrendous. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. This shit is another ball game. It's an entirely new field.
But to be fair, it would be even harder if we didn't have a background in already having made content. Even very basic things like knowing how to edit the coloring slightly and the volume. There's so many things you don't realize that we have to adjust the volume of every video before it goes out. Otherwise, it just sounds too soft when it goes on your phone. And you have to remember to do these things. So I think it would be like 5 times harder if we didn't have the experience that we already have.
You just remind me to increase the volume. Do we explore that?
On what?
The Santos video? Did you increase the volume?
Oh shit. I have like, there are like 5 things where we haven't booked the flights back from end of year.
Yes. We need to decide if you want to stay a few days or not.
Okay, we need to do that. We need to increase the volume on the video that we just edited before this.
Yes, that I just exported and came here because I wanted to take a break.
I thought the volume was fine. But we need to check it. I forgot to check it. But yeah.
Regardless, we'll increase it.
I think that's it for today. Thanks for joining, guys.
Thanks for joining on day 9 of Techie's 100-day vlogging challenge.
Guys, this is day 10.
Day 10 of
I was supposed to do a reflection, but I'll do it tomorrow. I'm like, what have I learned from doing 10 days of this? I don't know, but I'll think about it tomorrow. All right, guys. Bye.